Tom Aspinall is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. What's the first step for him?
You give him the one contender, Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane is somebody that's a big heavyweight, that's very agile. I don't think Tom Aspinall gets rid of him right away like he has with other people. And I think that'll be a big indication if John Jones wants to come back and reclaim that bout once again.
I think you're absolutely right. Fight that makes sense. Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane.
I've had a year to train. I've had a year to test my skills and improve. And I'm going to show everyone what that's all about on the 25th of October.
Aspinall versus Gane is a massive transitional fight for the heavyweight division. What happens after it? I liked the idea of Alex versus Tom right now. You want to know what another interesting fight is? Alex versus Ciryl.
The heavyweight division is set for another epic showdown, as Dana White has just announced the biggest heavyweight fight of the year.
UFC 321, October 25th, Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi. Tom Aspinall will face Ciryl Gane. Aspinall has 15 wins, and all of them are by finish. Gane is the #1 ranked heavyweight. You can go to, tickets go on sale this Friday, EtihadArena.ae or Ticketmaster.ae. That's all I got. That's all the
Tom Aspinall has just fired a warning shot ahead of his clash with Ciryl Gane, promising absolute mayhem once they step inside the cage. It's going to go crazy, he teased. And when that comes from a powerhouse like Tom, it's not just hype, it's a serious warning.
Finally, we're back after over a year hiatus. Everybody knows, I don't have to explain what's gone on, but this is no fault of my own that I've been off for a year. Me and Ciryl finally signed on the dotted line. We have actually, from my maths, this is the 4th time we've been matched up together. Me and Ciryl got in the UFC around about the same time. I think he was there a little bit before me. He had a couple more fights than me. First of all, we got matched up, and I believe he turned down the fight early on before we were both in the rankings. I think it's going to be one of the most exciting heavyweight fights ever. I think we're very, very evenly matched. I think his weaknesses work to my strengths, and it's just going to be a crazy heavyweight bit of action for everybody to see.
Ciryl Gane is heading into his showdown with Tom Aspinall full of excitement and optimism. He believes this could be the most thrilling fight of his UFC career, and potentially one of the most electrifying matchups the heavyweight division has seen in years.
Ciryl, do you feel like because everyone in your division seems to be just talking about John and Tom, that you are being unfairly forgotten as one of the best in the world at your weight?
Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with this situation. You see, like, for the moment, I'm just focused on Volkov. And after, yeah, we're going to talk maybe if I win this Saturday, me, Tom, what's going to happen. But for the moment, I got no ego. I don't.
Yeah. I understand you don't want to talk about it. Do you believe that maybe outside of John Jones, you versus Tom is probably the biggest fight in this division?
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, probably.
Ciryl Gane sets himself apart in the heavyweight division with more than just knockout power. It's his rare blend of speed, agility, and top-tier conditioning that truly makes him a standout. While most heavyweights tend to slow down as the fight wears on, Gane stays light on his feet and sharp in his movement, effortlessly gliding in and out of range with pinpoint accuracy. It's a weapon few in the division can match. Thanks to his exceptional conditioning and elite footwork, Ciryl Gane can sustain blistering speed from the opening bell to the final round, a rarity in the heavyweight division. While most big men either slow down to conserve energy or lumber through later rounds at a sluggish pace, Gane defies expectations. He moves with the fluidity of a middleweight trapped in a heavyweight's frame, using his unique, graceful style to slip in and out of danger with ease. With extraordinary conditioning and world-class footwork, Ciryl Gane maintains lightning-fast fast speed from start to finish, a trait almost unheard of among heavyweights. While most fighters in the division fade or grind through the later rounds with heavy labored movement, Gane breaks the mold. He moves like a middleweight in a heavyweight's body, gliding around the octagon with a smooth, elusive style that allows him to dart in and out of danger with surgical precision. Tom Aspinall isn't just content with holding the title. He's on a mission to prove he's the undisputed best heavyweight in the world. Despite wearing the belt, the absence of a win over Jon Jones leaves a lingering chip on his shoulder. Aspinall is determined to silence the skeptics, erase every doubt, and settle every question. His plan is simple: run through every top contender in the division until there's no one left to challenge his claim.
Now on Netflix. Ciryl was doing that, so he couldn't make that date either, and now we are matched up for the 25th of October, Abu Dhabi. Me and Ciryl, the 4th attempt is here, and this is Cyryl's 3rd title shot, so we are going to try and get rid of Ciryl Gane from the title picture for good.
How's the confidence levels?
Confidence levels great. Confidence levels great. I believe that, well, I am the best heavyweight in the world, but I want to show everyone that I'm the best heavyweight in the world. Ciryl Gane's lost 2 title shots, and I want to give him his 3rd title shot loss.
Aspinall made it clear that the time between fights hasn't gone to waste. Instead of sitting idle, he's been relentlessly working behind the scenes, sharpening his technique, adding power, and pushing his endurance to new limits. He's treated the layoff as a chance to evolve, and now he's returning as a refined, upgraded version of himself. This is Tom Aspinall 2.0, stronger, sharper, and more dangerous than ever before.
The thoughts of potential ring rust as well, is that in your head at all?
I've had big breaks before. This is it. I've had 3.5 years off of MMA fighting before, so this is no problem for me. Ring rust is all mental anyway, so I'm happy just to get back in there, get stuff moving, and get active again.
And what can we expect for Tom Aspinall? October 25th, English fans there in Abu Dhabi.
Yes, this is great because we're on English time. We're going to be fighting on European time as well, so plenty of guys can fly over. It's going to be busy over there in Abu Dhabi, full of English fans, full of Tom Aspinall fans, which is great. We can just be expecting me, an improved version of me. I've had a year to train. I've had a year to test my skills and improve, and I'm going to show everyone what that's all about on the 25th of October.
Aspinall is stepping into the cage, hungry, focused, and at the peak of his game. Both he and Gane bring elite skill sets, serious power, and unshakable pride. And when that much talent and intensity collide, it's more than just a fight. This is shaping up to be one of the most high-stakes, competitive, and unforgettable showdowns the heavyweight division has seen in years.
It's on Ciryl Gane being potentially the toughest opponent yet for you. A lot of people say somebody you've not really sort of faced that type of fighter in the heavyweight division.
I think both me and Ciryl we both have niche style for heavyweights. We don't fight like heavyweights, both of us, so this could be the fastest, the best moving heavyweight fight that anybody's ever seen. We're both great movers, we're both light on our feet, we're both elusive, so this is going to be great.
Plenty of fighters are steering clear of Tom Aspinall, and it's no mystery why. With a rare mix of speed, power, and high-level skill, he's a nightmare matchup for even the toughest heavyweights. Aspinall has proven he can beat the best in the world, and he's quickly becoming the kind of fighter only the boldest are willing to face. For most, stepping into the cage with him isn't just a risk. It's a gamble few are willing to take.
I then get on the phone to the UFC and say, listen, I want to fight Ciryl Gane next. They ask Ciryl Gane, he turns the fight down again.
Any idea what is next for you? I saw Tom Aspinall was there. It seemed like he was interested. What do you think happens next?
I know a lot of people talk about Aspinall, but this doesn't make sense for me.
Ciryl has had, this will be his 3rd title shot in 5 fights. So he basically wins a fight, gets a title shot, wins a fight, gets a title shot. And it's not just me he's ducking. Curtis Blades has ducked him on multiple occasions as well. And Curtis Blades actually brought that up in some interviews as well.
I feel like you guys are all trying to edge me towards Gane. That's not happening. I asked for him already in the past. He missed that bus.
Like Tom called for Ciryl too after I can't remember at one point, but then Cyryl's like, no, I want the title shot. Yeah.
You reap what you sow.
Right.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Doesn't want to fight him either. I know that. I don't have any receipts for that. I don't have any interviews or anything like that, but I know from in circles within the UFC, he's turned that fight down as well. So I ain't the first guy that Ciryl Gane's ducking. The guy is waiting out for his title shots.
With John Jones sidelined indefinitely, Michael Bisping made it clear, no more interim champions. Tom Aspinall is the undisputed heavyweight champion. No questions, no debate. The belt is his, and so is the throne. Aspinall isn't chasing legends anymore. He is the mountain. He's not running toward greatness. He's already there, proving it with every punch and every step inside the octagon.
I just announced a bunch of massive fights, and I'm going to go through them and give you my thoughts on the fights. First of all, Tom Aspinall, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Bisping sees Ciryl Gane and Tom Aspinall as nearly identical physically, both muscular, fast, and skilled. Unlike the typical slow, power-heavy heavyweight, if Aspinall stays sharp and targets Gane's weaknesses, this fight could be easier for him than most expect.
Now, when you look at the UFC heavyweight rankings, as I say, Tom has beat most of them, and he's beat them in style, and he's knocked them all out. Curtis Blade, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, whoever they are, he's beaten them all up. But Ciryl Gane is a little bit different. Now, of course, John Jones beat Ciryl Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Ciryl Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Ciryl Gane as well. The man's gigantic. He's very quick. He's agile. He's light on his feet. He could run any sport on the planet. And he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling.
This is classic John Jones, playing mind games, staying in the headlines, and teasing a return on his own terms. Even without facing Gane yet, Aspinall's rise is enough to make Jones take notice. Tom is the new heavyweight threat, young, dangerous, and gaining momentum fast, whether Jones admits it or not.
You never know. He could clip him. This is a dangerous fight. This is heavyweight MMA, but Tom Aspinall can grapple. We've seen him take people down. He's done jiu-jitsu since he was about 15 years old. His dad is going to be on his case, and that's an absolute fact, saying, hey, you're not messing with this guy. Take him down, show him what you can do, show the world your grappling capability. Remember, Ciryl Gane turned Francis Ngannou into a wrestler, okay? So he's a very, very credible threat on the feet. But of course, I do fancy Tom Aspinall to get the job done. The fact that he isn't fighting John Jones is insane, but we've talked about that till the cows come home, so I'm not going to bore you on that subject anymore. But just you wait. John Jones is probably going to pop up on Twitter. If he doesn't beat Ciryl Gane as fast as what John did, guarantee we're going to get some tweets.
UFC analyst Chael Sonnen recently called the Aspinall versus Gane fight a major turning point for the heavyweight division. He warned fans this isn't just another matchup, it's a battle that could reshape the future of the division's top ranks.
Aspinall versus Gane is a massive transitional fight for the heavyweight division. Now, you got to understand where we're at. And I'm a checkers player. When it comes to matchmaking, that is a unique skill and vision. But I will always go with low-hanging fruit. It's just the way my mind works. I take the biggest fight for right now. But sometimes you're playing chess. And I admire the guys that can do that. I admire the guys that can stand back, look at the board, not think about what's right now, think about what could be.
Chael Sonnen admitted that when matchmaking, he usually thinks like a checkers player, grabbing the biggest, easiest fights available. But he acknowledged others approach it like chess, planning moves ahead and considering the long-term impact of each matchup.
When you do Ciryl versus Tom, you create an atmosphere where Alex doesn't just have to face Tom, he could also face Ciryl, which is a very interesting fight. I mean, now that I brought that to your attention, you guys want to know an interesting fight? You want to know what would have been a killer poster had it dropped? Ciryl versus Stipe. That would have been a very interesting match where everybody's standing there and go, wow, I don't know who I'm picking in that one. So I'm bringing all of this to your attention because right now there's one thing for John Jones to do, and that is Tom Aspinall. And there's not a massive road back. Like the idea that John is going to return and they're going to put him in there with Derek Lewis, just for example. It's not the same thing. But that doesn't have to be true. And I'll just give you a scenario. regardless of what happens between Ciryl and Tom, if Alex were to move up and beat them, you've now created an opportunity for Alex versus John, and that does work.
The heavyweight division is heating up, and all eyes are on Tom Aspinall. Fans hoped for a super fight with Alex Pereira, but once Alex takes a loss at light heavyweight, his move to heavyweight will gain momentum. When Aspinall faces Ciryl Gane, it not only amps up that matchup, but also sets the stage for Alex to clash with either fighter, likely Gane, promising an exciting stylistic battle.
John versus Tom is the fight, but Alex versus John is the next fight. It's just a massive question of, does the UFC want to turn the page from the John Jones chapter? And if they put Ciryl in there, the answer is no. It's very good news for John. Very good news. If they're going to put a common opponent, which is Ciryl, if they're going to give an opportunity for Ciryl to win, which, by the way, is the most uncompetitive heavyweight title fight in the history of the sport. I'm talking about John versus Ciryl. If you create an environment where everybody's going to look at that and go, John Jones is still the man, then you're not turning the page from John. And if you're in John's shoes right now, that's a very, very good piece of news. But it's not necessarily about what's next. It's not necessarily Ciryl versus Tom.